Look at my eyes, look at my eyes.
Excellent, we've already been taken down for copyright.
Demonetized.
Hi, I'm Stacy Queen.
And I'm Ellawarra.
And welcome to the Diva Dolls Pod.
The pod where we discuss the then, now, and forever of women's wrestling within the WWE.
Ew.
Ew, hello, we're back.
Hello. Oh my god, we are so back and it is a different day.
It is a different day and we're going to discuss something classic.
Something classic. We're going back to the Attitude Era. We're in 1998. I'm 1 year old. Actually, no.
I'm 5.
Like, the period that we're going to, I'm not even 1 yet.
Wow. I would be 5. No, I'd be four in like 6 months.
Our birthdays are near each other, aren't they?
I'm August 10th.
September 16th.
Close enough. We're a month apart.
Yeah. So you're a Leo?
I am a Leo. You wouldn't have guessed
such
it.
a Leo.
I'm such a Leo. I got a lion tattooed on my finger.
That's camp.
This is my brutality. Being born as a Leo.
Yeah. I'm a Virgo, if you couldn't tell by the way that everything has been organized for this podcast.
Organized. Honestly, it's been really good. I think organization skills are A+. I understand why you work in an admin job.
Just don't look around outside the camera.
Honestly, on the floor, literally all I have is like open boxes of crap I've ordered to get this whole setup done. So here we are.
I mean, same. And other stuff as well.
It's all about...
I mean, to anyone watching, all that's on my walls are photos of myself. So...
Exactly. That's very Leo of you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm nowhere near Leo.
You're like the month after, so you would be the next...
I'm closer to the cusp of Libra.
Ah. Oh. I can see the dangly thing in the back of my throat.
Jesus.
The video version of this podcast is going to be more popular. We're too visual for this to just be audio.
We are. And that's the thing. We're going to be getting in drag, like, every single week.
Literally. You're going to see looks, honey. You're going to see looks. Look. Look at this look. Look. I was there. But you already know that because you watched episode 1.
Yeah. But no, I was also there. There's nothing on the back of this t-shirt.
I love that shirt though. Women's wrestling, fierce.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Where do you get your shirts from?
I get them from Redbubble because I can't be bothered getting anything official because it never fucking... Like, the shipping from WWE Shop, crazy.
Expensive. They need like a WWE shop down here. Like their own shop.
They do.
Things just get expensive. Like how much were those belts at the Superstore? Like $800? Something like that?
Crazy. Yeah, like $700-800. And like, to think, thank God they were already bought because we were going to do it.
This would be a women's world title right now if they weren't sold out.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm having my Ellawarra at chamber moment.
Oh my God, did you pop? I'm gonna be a really good friend and not tell you.
I was such a bad friend.
I know, you were such a bitch.
I felt bad because it was like, yeah. Anyway, for context,
what are we getting into today? What's the classic?
I just want to quickly give context that at Elimination Chamber I may or may not have not told Miss Ellawarra that her lace had come unstuck after she'd already posted a photo of her lace unstuck.
And if you zoom in, you can see that gap, bitch.
Yeah.
You can see it.
But you know what? I mean, here is a quote for you from Eval it is the best she's ever looked.
It was the best I've ever looked. I agree.
So
maybe I should just not glue my wigs down more often.
Literally, even with a botched hairline. Oh my god, I was talking about the lace.
Not my hair transplant.
No. Jesus.
Should we do a sneaker reveal?
No. Come on.
We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it for a different day.
We'll save it for the Patreon.
Yeah. Yes, we need a Patreon exclusive Ellawarra's hair transplant reveal.
Yes.
And that's not even a joke. I actually got a hair transplant back in September, so it's been growing out. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet.
She's giving inches.
I'm literally just 1 inch.
Yeah.
On multiple hairs. They are the inches.
So let's get into it. We've got a lot to discuss.
We do. We're going back in time, back to the future.
We're going back into 1998. So to set the scene, the history of the women's title, back in 1995, Alundra Blaze held the women's title and she jumped over to the WWF's competition, WCW, and dumped the title in the bin, which was like such an iconic part of the Monday Night Wars.
Such a good moment. And like gets replayed to this day. Like so good. Like what a ballsy move to just like leave with the belt and put it in the bin on TV.
Like,
on the
competition.
Show. So good.
Nothing had ever been done like that before.
Oh, God, no. It was like, what, the biggest thing was like when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were in like the front row and then like they jumped the barricade and they were just magically a part of the show. When she jumped ship with the belt, it was over. Probably would have happened with Brat, but they stripped him.
Yeah. Couldn't trust him.
Brat. Yeah.
But, you know, Sean had to get the title.
He did. He deserved it.
I love Sean. We didn't discuss that on the opening episode.
What, Shawn Michaels?
Our favourite boys.
Oh, well, it's the big show. We didn't discuss me crying in 2001 when he returned in the Royal Rumble.
No, we didn't.
I live.
Yeah,
I'm assuming yours is Shawn McMichaels?
Yes, mine is Shawn McMichaels.
I love Shawn McMichaels.
Yes, he was gorgeous. Like, I think because he was so flamboyant.
Honestly, he was the epitome of like what we think of camp when it comes to like wrestling.
Like him in the 90s with an earring. Ooh, the chaps.
Oh,
I mean, we also didn't discuss the level of sexual awakening that wrestling also gave us.
Honestly,
you know what? Maybe we can save that for another day.
Let's save it for another day.
Yeah,
because we need a deep dive into the then, now, and forever. But we're doing the then today.
Yeah, we're doing the then. Back then, in 1998.
Who was around?
So the scene in the WWF in 1998 was a little sparse. China had been on the scene with D-Generation X, but all of her rivalries involved the men. Like, she was facing the men, so she wasn't really part of the women's scene. And honestly, she was an icon, and I'm so glad that she broke down those barriers. Because,
Royal Rumble.
Uh-huh.
Intercontinental Champion.
Uh-huh.
Killing it.
The list goes on. So, for this podcast, we won't necessarily be checking in with what she's doing.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, when we get to the point in history when she wins the Intercontinental title, then we'll include it. But in terms of women's storylines, we're just going to be focusing on woman v woman.
So 1998, who was the women's champion?
It was vacant. There was no women's champion. After Alundra Blaze, or, at the time, Medusa, she dumped that title. No women's champion. 1996, the WWF hired Mark Merrow And as part of the contract, when they signed Mark Mero,
Yes.
Vince McMahon met Lena Mero, who then became Sable. And he had decided that she was going to be a star.
100%.
And, I mean, he's not wrong, but also he is wrong. Given everything that's coming out and
yeah,
some of the things that we're going to hear him say today, it's a choice.
Yes. I feel like he saw a lot of these women as stars in his eyes as more of an extracurricular activity as well as a TV personality.
Yeah. So what had happened was she was brought in as her husband, in real life, her husband's manager. In 1997, he got injured, but she stuck around and became like a megastar. So when he came back from injury in 1998, they had to they split them up on TV, and there needed to be someone for Sable to feud with. So they paired Mark Mero with absolute icon Jacqueline.
First African American women's wrestler in WWF ever, I believe.
I know that she was the first champion.
Yeah, maybe champion. Not sure if she was the first wrestler, but she was the first champion. Anyway, moving on.
So they're there. Luna Vachon, she's there with the oddities.
Yes.
She scares the shit out of me.
She is very scary looking.
She's terrifying.
She had like the veins on her head.
Uh-huh.
Very, very weird.
Oh, and of course, how could I forget? Terry Runnels.
Goldust's wife?
So I believe, at this point, I think she goes from Marlena to Terry.
Yes.
In a storyline that does happen during this part, but we're going to cover it on episode 4.
Okay, fierce.
This week, we are just looking at the first feud they created for Sable, which is Sable versus Jacqueline. Now,
the vacant women's championship.
T. Now, I just need to preface for this entire episode, I am going to flip-flop between Jacqueline, and Jackie, because I never know how to pronounce it. And every time I hear someone else saying it, not a single clue.
I think I've always said Jacqueline or Jackie. But we're Australian, so we shorten everything.
Yeah, Jackie.
I
like
Let's
Jackie.
just call her Jackie. Let's just
call her Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie when you fucking... I don't know the words. But it was always like Howard Finkel. He was like, Jacqueline!
Jacqueline! What an icon he was.
Yeah. Before we get into it, let's take a short break.
Alright, and we are back from our break. Hi, welcome back to the Diva Dolls pod. Today we're
Nothing has changed at all.
No, it has not. Nothing has changed except the computer that I am on because my laptop died. I now know to do pods on the desktop and not the laptop.
Yeah. Like I said,
we're back and we are discussing the 1998 feud of Sable and Jacqueline.
Yes. So we are starting at Fully Loaded, 1998. It is a bikini challenge because, of course, it fucking is. It's 1998.
It's 1998 women's wrestling. And, I think for us, for what we know now of women's wrestling, it's kind of, bad for us to go back and live for these kind of moments. But, I feel like these women got to do as much as they could to feel empowered on TV. And, I felt like they were kind of living out there.
Yeah, we kind of just have to hope that they were feeling empowered.
Yes. Because they look like they were, but were they actually?
Yeah. So the segment starts, we get a recap of what has happened to lead to this bikini challenge. Jacqueline has challenged Sable to a bikini challenge. And before we can even get to the bikini challenge, Dustin Runnels comes out. AKA...
Why is he like... What even was that?
I don't know. So this is obviously post Goldust. He's
post
in this
or
weird...
Pre?
Post.
Oh, so it's after the whole...
Yeah, that was like 1996, 1997.
Wow.
So he's in this weird gimmick where, like, he's religious and saying, like, to save these women from hell.
It reminded me of, like, the Right to Censor in the early 2000s. Like, when Ivory and Bull Buchanan and all those were, like...
Stephen Richards.
Doing that whole, like... They were, like, dressed up as, like, Mormons. Running around preaching.
So camp.
But he comes out and he does, like, a... pray to Jesus, pray to God, he will save you.
And then Jerry the King Lawler is in the ring, just like, anyway, tits.
Anyway, puppies!
So Jacqueline is the first to come to the ring, accompanied by Mark Merrow. And I love, like, instead of her just, like, wearing a robe or something, she's wearing his robe that he wears to the ring.
Yeah, to shove it in the face of Sable.
Such a nice little touch.
It is.
And I think the idea is meant to be that Jacqueline comes down and shows her bikini, and then Sable's meant to come down and show hers, but Sable just interrupts and shows up, and she's just wearing a t-shirt, her merch, as a dress.
Most iconic merch with the most iconic theme song at the time. Like that, that Puma, whatever it is, going, wow, wow.
Yeah. I mean, she had it throughout her entire career.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Can you imagine if she were to come back? I know she won't, because, like, she's completely out of the public eye, but could you imagine?
Is she still married to, you know who?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder if that's Rocky now. Well, apparently he's, like, being reintroduced back in. I don't know, maybe something got proved wrong.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. So, Jacqueline takes off her robe to reveal a gorgeous red bikini.
Yeah. Technically a one-piece.
Technically.
I believe the strap did connect here at the hip. And
it did.
The shoelace was shoelacing throughout the crotch area.
It was.
And did we get a slip?
We got a slip. Her titty did come popping out. Which, honestly, like... Because we know what's coming with Sable, right? Yes. We've already had a titty.
Exactly.
Like an actual titty.
Like an actual one with a nipple.
And everything. Like, it's pixelated when we see it. But people at home, live, they saw Jackie's tits. Well, tit. Just one.
Tit, her. So then
but they saw nipples, so I counted.
Yeah. So then the segment rolls on, and then Sable decides that she's going to take off her merch. And she takes off her merch to reveal she's wearing a G-string, but she's wearing a lovely conservative top that is covering her breasts. And Jerry the King Lawler is not very happy.
Absolutely not. I mean, he wanted to see the puppies.
He wanted to see the puppies. And what was her excuse? She said she had to cover up for who? He who shall not be named. Mr. Well, we will call him Mr. Boss Man for all intents and purposes.
We can say his character name.
Mr.
His character name is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr. McMahon, if, you know, maybe by watching this, maybe by listening to this podcast, you actually don't know anything about wrestling. And to I say that's a bizarre choice. But Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, is the owner of WWE, was the owner of WWE.
At the time,
and
yes.
in this time period, he started to become an on-screen character.
Mm-hmm.
So Sable says that Mr. McMahon has asked her to be a little bit more conservative in the bikini challenge. So she's wearing this little, like, crop top.
With flowers on it?
Yeah. And you know what? Cute.
It was
cute. She says that she doesn't want to be conservative. So what does she do?
No. She takes off this top and she reveals two, I don't know what they were made out of, like leather or like some kind of prosthetic. Oh, it's literally painted?
It's paint.
I thought it was like something that was glued. She has two handprints painted on her puppies, on her titties, and she's just out there, bare in the open.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild. Like, what a pop.
Absolutely. Then Mr. McMahon comes out and puts the jacket over her, and, pretends to be upset that Sable got her tits out for him. And, it's kind of declared that Sable is the winner in terms of the audience. But
because it was a audience participation cheering vote.
Correct. But it wouldn't actually be until the next night on Raw that we actually find out who the real winner was. So, shall we take a listen?
Let's take a listen.
Okay, this says, hang on one second, this says from the desk of Mr. Vince McMahon, due to the fact that body paint does not constitute a bikini, Mr. McMahon has disqualified Sable from the bikini contest and is declaring Jacqueline the winner.
Well, I mean, Sable won it from the fans last.
So Jacqueline is the winner, and I guess this goes to you, and I guess you got to be disappointed.
I don't need any stupid trophy to tell me that I won this contest. I think the fans spoke for themselves.
Who was the knight in shining armor that came to your rescue? Me, Vince McMahon. I admit, from a PR standpoint, I brought you back because of your overwhelming popularity with WWF fans. I admit that. I could snap my fingers and have you replaced by any number of bimbos and airheads. You owe me, Sable. And when people like you owe me, I generally collect. However,
So, due to a disqualification, Jackie's the winner.
Jackie is the winner because body paint is not classed as a bikini.
Which, look, T. The literal challenge is... Actually, what is the challenge?
Look, the challenge is the bikini contest. I guess whoever looks hotter in the bikini.
Sure.
Yeah.
So after Jacqueline is announced the winner, I just want to give a quick shout out to Jacqueline's acting skills here because she looks like she has just won $1 million.
Honestly, T, the way they were jumping up and down with that trophy.
She was over the moon. I just remembered something I forgot to mention from the fully loaded bikini contest. Something that JR said that really tickled my pickle. He said, even Helen Keller could hear who won that contest.
And by the crowd vote, she did win. But then on Raw, she was left with the consolation prize of a little trophy. Followed up by Mr. McMahon coming to the ring and telling her that she could be replaced by what? What did he say? What was
any airhead, bimbo, and then most controversially, he says, when people like you owe me, they pay up.
Yeah. Which, with current events...
I mean, yes, given current events, icky. However, it's worth noting, in June 1999, Sable quit the WWF and filed a $110 million lawsuit against the company claiming sexual harassment because she refused to go topless.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I think it's very weird that she ended up being married to the one man that was somehow roped into that whole current situation that's going on. So that's all very interesting. I wonder if there's any history around that.
It's quite fascinating.
Mm.
Anyway, the segment ends where she takes off her... Was she wearing the Sable Bomb tee again?
Yes, she was. She was wearing her merch.
To reveal an actual bikini this time. And Diva should have worn that last night.
Oh, it was zebra print. It hugged her body in all the right ways. She looked absolutely fucking stunning.
Yeah. Should have won it for the contest.
And she would have won. But here we are. At least we know the real winner, though.
Jackie.
But Sable really is like, it's like, Mr. McMahon molded his version of Pamela Anderson, who was like peak, like, popularity in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, and then he's not dumb.
Oh, absolutely not. Like,
until he gets caught.
The thing is, when she quits, he hires the new one in Trish.
Yes. There's always a new blonde one.
Yep. Who was it after Trish?
Maurice.
I was going to say maybe Kelly
Michelle.
Kelly.
Michelle. Yeah, they all kind of like shared it around.
So a couple of weeks later, we have Jacqueline taking on Luna with the Oddities. Seeing them coming to the ring, I think it might be the most 90s thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's crazy. The outfits, the whole vibe, the song. It's just... I live.
And it feels like it goes on forever.
Yes. That was a very long entrance. I think The Undertaker is quicker.
Yeah. The match itself is...
I think the good thing about Jackie's very first match, her debut in the ring, I think the only good thing about these short matches back in the day is we don't have to sit through ad breaks.
True.
But then they also don't get that much time. So Sable's down there at ringside, ends up interfering in the match, costs Jackie the match, and then Luna celebrates her win with the Oddities and steals her bikini contest trophy. Because apparently that was the prize of the match.
Well, I think Sable just awards it to Luna. And it's like, that's not yours to award.
No, it's literally, it feels like the championship at the time because they didn't have one.
So T.
Yeah.
That's exactly why they brought in the championship. Just because of the Bikini Challenge trophy. It was too big to take in the suitcase.
Too big. Literally. Can't take that on the plane.
I think my favorite part of the match was when Jackie was, like, whipping Luna, like, with her braid. Like...
Yeah, she was the original Bianca Belair.
On Heat, the following week after this match, Jackie comes out and she challenges Sable to an arm wrestling contest. And I feel like I need to put in here the exchange between these two because I just need everyone to hear it.
Hey, Sable! Get your Madison Avenue butt down here right now because I got something to say. Put down those ring things, put down that cheap wine, and show your face, you swine.
Jackie, I like my wine fine and my men even finer. The only thing cheap around here is your perfume. And, oh yeah, of course your day rate too.
Oh, damn!
Wow.
Damn!
How do you do that?
Look, honey, I'm not playing. I want my damn trophy back. I've already beat you in a bikini contest, and you don't want any part of this in the ring. But hell, we can all wrestle for it. So why don't you put your toothpick arm into play?
Whether it's a bikini contest, a wrestling match, or an arm wrestling contest, baby, I will be ready to drop the bomb on you.
Just like the cheap wine comment, the cheap perfume, like
I'm obsessed with that.
they were going for it.
It's literally a couple of drag queens reading each other.
D, absolutely. Like,
and what did she say? The only thing cheap about you is your perfume and your day rate. Obsessed.
Yeah.
But she says, no matter if it's a bikini contest, a wrestling match, or an arm wrestling contest, she will drop a bomb on Jackie.
Well, let's find out. The next night on Raw, they come out for the arm wrestling contest. And, I mean, what a contest it is.
So Sable comes out first, looking hot in her merch again. She reminds me of me. I wear my merch everywhere. What an icon. And then followed by Jackie, who comes down. Sable did bring the trophy with her because the trophy is the most prized possession in the WWF at this time for the women.
Correct. Even though she had previously awarded it to Luna, I guess she just took it back.
She took it back. And then
she was like, "Oh, I was just joking.
I was just joking. Just kidding.
It was just for the cameras."
And then they do the arm wrestling contest, and Jackie is not even a sore loser, a quitter, and then decides to just push the arm wrestling competition table at Sable and knocks her over. And then proceeds to break the trophy over her back. And it's at this point that Mark Merrow comes down to save Jackie, because then the oddities come down, and the oddities, well, actually, not even the oddities, Luna acts as if Sable has just been murdered. She's like on the floor, checking a pulse, like...
The Academy Award performance that Luna does here. Let me just put in a quick clip.
Oddities are out here. Look out! Oh, but I'm concerned about Sable. She was knocked out with that trophy. Then the trophy busted right over her head. Well, obviously the Luna and the oddities are very upset, and rightfully so. Sable was just knocked for a loop with a very aggressive shot by Jacqueline.
She is groveling
over this dead Sable on the fucking floor.
R.I.P.
But coming up next, of course, a follow-up promo of Sable calling out Jackie.
I think it's actually later that night.
Oh, later that night. Oh my god, here we go.
Yeah. Because, you know, she wasn't dead. She had done crystallized.
Oh my god. So funny.
So, Sable calls out Jackie and says that, you know, they're going to fight right then and there. But Jackie says, Nana.
Nana. She says, Nana. And then I'm pretty sure Mark and Jackie have now challenged Sable to a match at SummerSlam, but she has to go and find a partner.
Yeah. Who will she choose?
I'm not sure. I definitely didn't read ahead in the notes and no.
I'm confused as to why it wasn't with one of the oddities.
Yeah, it makes no sense as to why it ends up being this person.
Like, because spoiler alert, it's Edge.
Like, at the time, who was Edge even feuding with? Was Edge with Christian here?
No, I think this is, like, a very fresh Edge. Like...
Yeah.
Edge,
like, ended somebody's career in his first match?
Oh. I did not know that.
Yeah. He, like, came out and he threw somebody, like, too quickly over the top rope and ended up falling on his neck and he never wrestled again.
Yeah, wow. On June 16th of that year. This is his first pay-per-view match.
Edge's first pay-per-view match is with Sable against Mark Mero and Jackie. That's so funny.
That's camp.
Who would have thought this man would go on to main event WrestleMania with The Undertaker? I'm obsessed with this match. I love that intergender matches, they could fight each other in it. It didn't have to be man on man and woman on woman. It was quite fierce.
It was so camp. The fucking Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
She was showing
these
off
girls wanted to wrestle.
Sable was there too.
Yeah. She did Hurricane Rana. She did. She ended up pinning Mark Mero for the 1-2-3 after a little, I don't even know what you would call that, a little seesaw up and down slimmy McDouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we get the 1-2-3. Edge and Sable for the win. Edge won his debut pay-per-view match at SummerSlam, and the team picks up the win.
Yeah. Also, how camp the stage set up. They have to go through this gate.
Yeah.
I used to love
Madison Square Garden entry at the time.
Yeah, I used to love when they would do the shows there, but now they just don't.
Yeah, I think the only thing they're going to host there now is a Raw. There's no way there's going to be a big pay-per-view. It's too small. I went to a basketball game there once.
Oh.
Yeah, with my brother. It was very weird.
Can't relate. Now, I believe we are going to watch/listen to, if you're listening to the audio version, my highlight of the week.
Okay.
This promo is the reason why I wanted to start with this storyline.
Honestly, the promo is iconic and everybody needs to hear it if they have not.
Let's get into it.
Now, promise you won't. Look, I got the best surprise for you, my little brown sugar. My mates. Don't look. Let me check this.
Henry, come on.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say you look absolutely marvelous in this evening gown. Nobody looks like you. And let me just tell, nobody looks like you without this evening gown. That stinking Sable never looked like this. But forget all that right now.
Okay,
I got the biggest surprise for you. Hold on. Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
You can look. Yes! Your very own trophy, because that stupid Sable broke your last one.
What's this? You
I did it all.
This for me?
I did it all for you. I took a little bit from all our winnings off the top. I don't want to say how much, but just let's say we've made some money with all these wins. But forget that. This is your very own trophy. WWF Bikini Champion, because you have got it going on, girl.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, man.
Sable, you skank. Take a good look at this, you swine.
And take a good look at like this, because you'll never look like this girl. Come here, sweetie. I love you.
Oh, isn't that sweet? L-O-V-E.
Alexa, play Swine by Lady Gaga.
Sable, you
I live.
skank. Take a good look at this, you swine. You did
She
all
should be
this
teaching
for
promo
me?
classes. She should be teaching promo classes in the Performance Center. My God.
Literally.
So good.
Get her on the phone right now.
I live.
Like,
oh my God, imagine if we could get Jackie on here as a guest.
and she called us skanks and swines.
Yeah. Who's going to be the skank? Who's going to be the swine?
I'll be the swine. Well,
I live.
Now, you might have noticed in that Jackie is wearing an evening gown. That is because they're going to have an evening gown match.
I cannot wait.
Leading into the evening gown match, they decide to cut to, like, before the match, they're like, how can we show that they're about to compete in an evening gown match? They show Jackie brushing her hair.
I live. For those of you listening, we were just brushing our hair.
Yeah. As was Jackie.
An iconic scene of Jackie literally just staring at herself in the mirror, brushing her hair.
But, like, and also doing nothing.
Doing nothing. Not one thing. Not a word. Just brushing the hair while
Just
staring
brushing
at
her
herself.
hair in a gorgeous
I
evening
think the biggest
gown.
question I have, and I haven't watched this yet, is how does an evening gown match work? Are they just they just fight in gowns?
They fight in gowns, but I believe it's like a bra and panties match where they have to compete to disgown the other.
Disgown, yeah. Okay.
De-gown?
Okay, yeah.
Their
So there is no wrestling. They're just stripping each other.
Essentially, yes.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
So once
So
again,
our girls are given a total of what? 2 minutes? If that?
2 minutes, and even then, Jackie still manages to get her tits.
She did. She had another slip. And I feel like there was more wrestling in this match than there has been in all the other ones. They said at the start of the match, they were like, this is not a wrestling match. This is an evening gown match. And they brawled.
I enjoyed that when they came to the ring, they were wearing their gowns and their heels, but then kicked the heels off and put it in the corner. I said, no.
And Sable ended the match with a Sable bomb, ripping off Jacqueline's dress.
Yeah.
She gets the win.
She gets the win. Now, I believe that sets up the women's title match.
It does. So we're about to get introduced to the most iconic women's championship that's ever existed. Who's going to come out as champion? Who's going to be the inaugural women's champion? I love how every time they introduce a new women's championship, they're like, this is the first one. I'm like,
Is it?
Is it? So there it is. There it is. Oh my God.
So
Sable comes out looking hot.
Yeah, and
followed by Jackie with Mark.
But when Sable's making her entrance, do you see who they pan to at ringside?
Who was at ringside?
Tori.
Ah. Like DX Tori.
Yeah. So they cut to her in the audience as a fan.
Interesting.
That will set up something that we will get to find out more about in a couple of episodes' time. But yeah, Jackie and Mark Mero come out. The match starts. Jackie is absolutely dominating Sable. But luckily, Sable is able to take charge once Mark Merrow interferes. However, Mark interferes again and holds Sable's feet when she's trying to suplex Jackie, meaning that she's unable to kick out from the pin.
Because apparently holding a foot controls a shoulder.
Yeah. She couldn't do it. So 1, 2, 3.
So we have our winner, the first ever WWF Women's Champion.
Yeah. However, you know what else I noticed?
What?
A lack of belt.
Yeah, where was the belt? There was no belt.
Maybe it didn't arrive yet. And they were like, oh shit, we've already booked the match.
And who was on commentary? I know Jim Cornette's voice was in there. Was the other one Joey Styles?
No. I believe at this time it was Shane McMahon.
It was Shane, the voice, yes. I was like, I know this voice, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
So Jim Cornette and Shane McMahon are calling this match. That is so funny.
Bizarre.
But here we go.
But there we are.
To an iconic rivalry.
Yeah.
Jacqueline is our WWF Women's Champion.
Yeah.
With no belt.
With no belt. But hopefully next week she'll have the belt.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe next week she'll have the belt.
Maybe. Well, I think that brings it to the end for this week. Do you have any takeaways? Whatever your favourite moment or quote may have been?
I think my favourite quote was, "You're as cheap as your perfume and your day rate."
Yeah.
But I think my favourite takeaway from this is to see how far women's wrestling has come between then and now.
Absolutely.
They were very much although it was one entertaining and very camp, I feel like they weren't spotlighted the way they should have been.
Correct.
How about you?
I mean, look here, Sable, you skank, you swine. You can't compete with that.
No, you can't.
No.
But what an iconic rivalry. What a storyline.
Yeah.
It's the classic woman and man. Man gets different woman. Mm-hmm. Women fight over man.
Cat
/ trophy / arm wrestle / even
oddities.
Oddities, Luna.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we get a champion with no championship.
Slay.
Slay boots, mama.
Anyway, this diva over here is tapping out. How about you?
Yeah, I'm tapping out. The Diva Devils pod is done for the week.
See y'all next week.
See yas. Love you. Bye.
The Diva Devils podcast is brought to you by Stacy Queen and Ellawarra. All names, photos, videos, and audio used in this podcast are trademarks and copyrighted materials owned by the WWE and TKO Group Holdings. This podcast is not affiliated with or endorsed by the WWE and is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
Let's just quickly do a couple of ad breaks. Do you want to do the first one?
Hi, my name's Ellawarra, and you can hire me for the low price of a $50 donation to my GoFundMe to pay for my gender-affirming surgeries. You can find the link now in my bio. I'll see you later. $1 equals 1 squeeze to my titty.
I meant cutting to an ad break.
Oh, I recorded an ad.
Yeah, you did. I was like,
all right, let's go to an ad break. Bye.